A very good morning, class 6th. Today we'll be starting with communicable diseases. That means the diseases that are caused by microorganisms. Now, microorganisms are what? They are the minute particles that are present everywhere. Okay, and the microorganisms that cause diseases are called pathogens. Now, they can be bacteria, fungi, viruses, protozoa, these are certain pathogens. Okay, these microorganisms causes disease, and which type of disease? Such as cold, influenza, malaria, chickenpox, measles, and so on. Okay, now what happens? There are different tables given in your book, table number 7.1, 7.2, and so on. I'll be sending you the PDF of that tables. You need to learn those PDF tables by heart, and it is very important for you from the point of view of exam as well as in your future competitive exams. Okay, now what you have to learn in that is, suppose you have bacteria. See the table 7.1. Okay, communicable diseases. These are the communicable diseases caused by microorganisms. Okay, now in your exams it can come two bacterial diseases, so you can write any of the two. Then viruses, fungi, protozoa, worms, etc. Now we will take one by one. Bacteria can cause the diseases like cholera, whooping cough, tuberculosis, TB, tetanus, leprosy, diphtheria, pneumonia, botulism, etc. Viruses can cause measles, chickenpox, polio, etc. Fungi, food poisoning, ringworm, athlete's foot, etc. Then protozoa, amoebic dysentery, malaria, etc. and then worms. Okay, so this is the table that you need to learn by heart. Now we'll see communicable diseases, causes, transmission, effects and symptoms. Now disease is what? The problem that the person will face. Mode of transmission is how it can be transferred. Since it is communicable, it can be transferred from one person to another. Then parts affected, that means which organ in your human body is being affected by this disease. Then effects and symptoms. How can you make out that this disease has, you have been diseased with this problem? Okay, so this is through symptoms and effects in your body. The body changes. The body symptoms and the body metabolism changes when your body is infected. As right now you are seeing a very common thing is COVID-19, right? In this pandemic, COVID-19. So COVID-19 is what? It is a virus, right? Now because of this virus, what are the changes that are coming in your body? Is you are getting fever, then you have cold and cough continuously, you have throat infections and so on. Many other symptoms are there. So such things are known as symptoms. Now in your table 7.2, there are basically three pathogens categorized: bacteria, virus and fungus. Okay, now in bacteria you can see the first one is your tuberculosis. Okay, now tuberculosis is TB in a general terms. The mode of transmission is air. It can be transferred, the droplets that comes out from your mouth or anything, it can be transferred through air. And which part it affects? It affects lungs. Okay, and what are the symptoms? The person will start coughing, he or she will have chest pain. Okay, and there may be other depending upon what level is your tuberculosis. Then you have typhoid. When you eat contaminated food or you come in direct contact with the contaminated feces. Feces is the discharge out, what you take out, okay, from your body, the waste products. Okay, the part that affects typhoid is stomach and intestine. Now effects and symptoms: stomach pain, you will have severe stomach pain. Then loss of appetite means you will not have a wish to eat the food. Okay, then constipation, cough and headache. Then goes for cholera. It is due to contaminated food and water. Parts affected can be stomach and intestine. And what is the symptom? You can see cholera and typhoid both have the same mode of transmission. Both have the same parts to be affected, but you will see that the symptoms may vary. Okay, in cholera you had stomach pain, loss of appetite, but when we talk about cholera, you have vomiting, acute diarrhea. See, in cholera you had constipation, that means your feces may become stiff. But when we talk about cholera, you will have diarrhea. When we talk about typhoid, you have constipation. Okay, then botulism. What improperly canned food, what canned food you take, if it is improperly sealed, you get affected with this, and this affects your nervous system. What are the symptoms that you can see? It is fatigue, dizziness, muscular weakness, paralysis, etc. Then goes for diphtheria, air droplets and use of articles of infected person. Diphtheria is caused by air droplets. Okay, now the part that is being affected is your throat and upper tracheal region. Okay, like this there are various diseases given in this table 7.2. You will go through these diseases one by one, and if you face any trouble you can let me know. And this table is also very important for you to understand. In exams it can be given as explain the mode of transmission, parts affected and symptoms of tuberculosis. Okay, or it can be given as lung is affected by which disease. There may be options given: tuberculosis, typhoid, cholera. So you can write the answer tuberculosis. So this table is very important for you to understand. Okay, with this we complete this topic today, and in my next video we will be starting through air, through food, diseases spread through air, through food, and we will see how to prevent it, and then we will talk about hygiene. Till then, study hard, and I will be sending you the PDF of the table that you have to learn by heart for your exams as well as in your future competitive exams as well. Thank you.